Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some more F125. The game has recently been updated to 1.06, so it's brought a few changes, so I thought I would jump straight back in. Currently in game settings I'm using, playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160 at 120 Hz, 16 times anisotropic filtering. I'm using DLSS quality with frame generation 4 times, and we're not using any dynamic resolution here. I don't know why there is a profile, but as long as it's off, none of this matters, I guess. Now, in terms of the settings, it is basically at ultra max, but I've just disabled variable rate shading because that reduces quality in some areas. They've actually removed the ultra max option from a lot of graphics cards that can't handle this, so if you don't see this setting, it's because the game devs deem that your hardware is not up to it. That's basically it. Rate reconstruction is on, but it only says auto, so there's two choices: on, auto, or off. So auto is on basically, which is strange. Just want to make sure variable rate shading's off. And that's basically it. Alright, let's get into a race. I'm thinking Spa in the wet. Let's try some rain. Gotta be the Ferrari. Gotta be my countryman. 7-time world champion, the GOAT, Lewis Hamilton. Should be 8 times, but we all know what happened in 2021. I'm gonna go with wet. So as far as assist goes, only thing I've got is traction control, hit assist, but ERS, DRS, I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, let's do this. So to monitor performance, I'm going to be using the Nvidia app, and that's going to show you latency while using FrameGen properly.
Eau Rouge, Radeon, the bus stop chicane, iconic turn names and an iconic circuit. History lives here at Spa-Francorchamps at the Belgium Grand Prix. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today, Anthony Davidson. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was about 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometers an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, let's do this. Using my PS5 pad here, so let's see how I do. Okay, launch. Let's see if I can get up alongside George Russell. Oh, slammed on the brakes there. Complete lock up, but I was able to avoid any damage. What's so difficult about the wet is keeping the car in a straight line. Yuki Tsunoda, P1. That is very, very unusual. That is very, very unusual. He has not been doing a good job since getting that second Red Bull seat. It just goes to show that only Max Verstappen seems to be able to drive that car for some reason. Liam Lawson struggled, Sergio Perez struggled, Alex Albon struggled, Pierre Gasly struggled. All of these guys that had the Red Bull second seat could not really perform that well. Sergio Perez was probably the best out of the rest, but still not up to the standard what you'd expect from that car. So they really need to change something there. They just sacked Christian Horner, so I would imagine a lot of changes are on the way. But the McLarens are absolutely flying this season. We saw how good they were towards the back of last season with the new changes, and they've brought all of that form to bear into this season, and it looks like they're going to be 1 and 2 in the Drivers' Championship, and definitely going to win the Constructors' Championship by a mile. They're going to clean sweep the whole thing. So, you know, congratulations to them for making such a beast of a car. Ferrari, on the other hand, they've got a lot of work to do. They changed like 90% of the car this season, and it's had a lot of problems. Charles Leclerc's not happy, Lewis Hamilton's not happy. Hopefully they can find what's really causing the issues and get it sorted. But I've enjoyed the season regardless. It's been interesting to have such competitive qualifying, and the race, you never know what's really going to happen. Sometimes Max Verstappen shows up, sometimes he doesn't, so it's interesting. Plus we got the head-to-head with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri now.
Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Yeah, I'm using it when I can, but it's still hard to keep the car straight in these conditions. So I've been rambling on about F1 a little bit too much. Let's talk a little bit about performance. We can see I'm getting between 80 and 90 FPS with frame gen. Latency, for some reason the average PC latency is not showing. Even though I've got the statistic up, it doesn't seem to be monitoring that, and that's what we really want to see. The rendering latency is not too bad, but the game feels like you're playing at 60 FPS, put it that way. So I'm happy with it. I think more than likely you probably maybe better served just using 2x frame gen. So that's probably the best way to go. I thought I'd try it out. Just trying to think of the best place to take Norris. This probably isn't it. The AI is not as confident in the rain as you would expect. Got you now. Brilliant overtake by Lewis Hamilton. Just got to try and keep it together towards the end. See if we can build ourselves a little lead. The graphics look absolutely stunning though. This is obviously with full path tracing. RTX 5090 getting quite the workout here. But it's doing a good job. On a break at the 150 meter board, it is hard to slow this car down in the wet without locking up. But yeah, the graphics, they finally overhauled the graphics to a degree where you can actually say, okay, we're next gen now, because for a very, very long time, they've just been using the same tired old engine over and over and over again, because they wanted to keep the PS4 support. But now it's only on PS5 and Xbox Series X, so it's benefited a lot from that. They can be a little bit more adventurous when it comes to the graphics. I'm just going to use some of the battery now, try and build a bit more of a gap. Absolutely no DRS obviously because it's raining. So you can hear me locking up the tires there. Gotta try and keep things together. I was a little bit disappointed in Lewis Hamilton just over the Silverstone Grand Prix, because he could have got a podium in my opinion. But I'm happy for Nico Hülkenberg as well. First podium in over 215 races, so I guess for the story of the race it worked out well. But I would have thought if Lewis never made when he went on to the softs on his last pit stop, he went off the track straight away. Had he not done that, and then he went off a few laps after that, had he stayed on the track both times, he would have probably hunted down Nico Hülkenberg and just got third place off of him. But it was still an interesting race to watch. I don't think it was fair what happened to Oscar Piastri with the 10-second penalty, effectively handing the race win to Lando Norris. So I've got a bit of issues around Lando Norris getting that win, but at the same time he put himself in a position where the stewards had to get involved, and you never want to do that. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I think we have maybe one more lap to do. Oh, come on. Slow it down, slow it down. Barely got it down. You can see a racing line starting to appear now. And that's where most of the grip is, probably. Can't really go up Eau Rouge flat at the moment because of the rain. That's probably the fastest I've gone through there all race. Starting to make a bit of a gap now. Man, these brakes are so sensitive. I'm trying my best not to lock up, but just enough pressure, a little bit of pressure will lock these brakes up. The main challenge is just keeping the car straight in the low gears. It just wants to wiggle around because of all of that torque. We say these cars are like 1,000 horsepower, but I think they're a bit more than that, especially with the battery as well. I think they can do a bit more than 1,000 horsepower. Whoa, almost lost it there. I don't know if my tires are going off or it's just, yeah, it just, you really just gotta tap the throttle. I barely, gotta be careful now rejoining the track because the tires are all messed up. Can hear Lando Norris right behind me now. Alright, gotta get back in front. I'm gonna try and outbrake him.
Lost a position, that's us down a place.
Alright, I can do him on the brakes. Slight little tap there, but nothing that's gonna damage the car.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
No pressure.
Your teammate behind, 5.9 seconds.
Okay, so Charlotte is over 5 seconds behind me, so he hasn't had the best race, but that would probably put him in third place, maybe. Alright, let's see if we can bring it home. I'm gonna give it everything now to keep Lando Norris behind me. Mercedes haven't been too impressive this season as well. They're a bit hot and cold. They were nowhere in the Austrian Grand Prix, I don't think. So they just need to I don't think we're gonna see them on the podium too much this season, but they're in the fight. They're second in the constructors, but I think they're getting a bit slower now. I think everyone's getting a bit faster behind them. The game looks great though. I think the rain and the lighting look absolutely amazing. It really does feel like a wet weather race. The way the car handles, the track takes on a life of its own. You really need to find where the grip is. You're meant to be able to take this flat out, but because of the rain you can't. You're just trying to explore the limits of the track. But I think I've done a decent job. Try to be respectful to the other drivers. A few more corners to go now. We bring it home. Great job.
Mega job, guys. Mega job. Thank you so much for everyone back at the factory continuing to push. This is the real showing of all your hard work, so thank you.
Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it from me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks for watching.
And extending his already record-breaking winning record, it's Lewis Hamilton to the line for victory.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
It's what every driver imagines when they start out on their long road towards Formula One. And for our lucky three today, here's the podium waiting for them. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.